Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast, hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful connecting with you, saying hi, hello, how do you do? What is happening with you? Blessings, blessings, and more blessings I speak unto you. For those who will be live, yes, 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 let's do it. For those who will hashtag and replay, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I can appreciate that. And for those who will be used by Papa at any point down the road to encourage this girl, let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Um, yeah, let's make it do what it do. Good morning, cousin. I love you right back. Love you right back. Let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. All right, all right, all right. So we've been talking about celebrations and what? Celebrations. Give me 1 second. Um, oh wait, wow, why am I doing that? 1 second, 1 second. So we've been talking about celebrations, but I want to look at, oh, I might not be able to find it. I don't know what I need to look at. I need to look at it differently today. Anyway, oh, here we go. Got it, got it. Celebrations, so holidays, that's what we've been talking about. Holidays and make it your own. Holidays and choosing your own focus, okay? Holidays, so we've been talking about that. The holidays, make it your own. You get to decide what it looks like for you. Just because it's been one way doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So you get to decide how to make it your own holidays. And then um, you get to decide how to choose focus, right? How to choose your focus. Focus on what you want. Like things might not go exactly as you want them to, but you can focus on what worked or what didn't work. You get to decide where you put your focus. You can focus on what worked or what didn't work. And focusing on what worked is the more life-giving move. And today I'm talking about this notion of holidays can be life-giving rituals or not. Right? So why do I say that? Because a ritual is kind of right, a series of actions, or let's see, what other way can we talk about a ritual? Something related to like a social norm. It could be, so of course, there are religious rituals, but I'm talking about it in a way kind of less religious, but more about ceremony, celebratory, right? A celebratory ritual. Why am I saying this kind of thing? You can have a morning ritual, evening ritual, a family ritual, right? Creative ritual, self-care ritual. And so these are just acts that you consistently carry out. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because we get to create. Hey, Erica. Good morning, honey bun. Good to see you. Love you right back. We get to say what our rituals are and what they look like. So we have celebratory rituals a Thanksgiving in this country, but we do also recognize that for indigenous people, Thanksgiving means something else, right? It means the pillaging of their land. It means Europeans coming over and doing all kind of atrocities to them. So I try to be very cognizant of that, because I don't want to celebrate holidays that celebrates terror. I mean, that was founded in terror. And so so I take the benefits of it and remember their origins, so that I am honoring those who were impacted and leveraging what happens today. So what do I mean? Thanksgiving, everything shuts down. Family comes together. We dine together. We're around the table. We get to see each other. We get to love on each other. I'm going to take that benefit, right? I'm not going to shun that. I'm going to take that benefit and transform it to make it work for me. While it's not lost on me that a whole group of our society, when they experience Thanksgiving, they experience it as having been terrorized and just tragic situations that come out of that. So take the opportunities to celebrate as much as you can. Good morning, Ray Price. It is indeed hump day. As much as you can. So something like that. Even for Christmas, we understand as Christians that December 25th was not the birth of Christ, right? I've known that for a very long time. However, it is still a day that we can stop and be appreciative for Christ, right? Jesus, who walked the earth, Jesus the Christ, right? Who walked the earth and transformed life and gave us a phenomenal example of how to live in our natural way, how to live in this physical body, but also how to connect, right, with God, to connect with the divine part of our divine part of ourselves, meaning to not just do everything based upon our natural man, because Jesus showed us how to stop, how to pray, how to meditate, how to still away, how to connect with the divine parts of our being. So yes, I celebrate the birth of Christ, even if the 25th is not his birthday. Do you see what I'm doing? Transform it to make it work for you. Transform it to make it work for you, right? So there may be some holidays that you don't, that for you, you're just like, no, I don't do those. Hey, Emily, good morning, honey. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right? Maybe some holidays where you were like, no, I can't celebrate those. Right? But when the opportunity is such that it allows my family to come together, excuse me, then I'm going to leverage that, but I'm going to make sure that we understand that there's some implications to this particular one that is problematic. So let's make sure that we have focus in the way that we need to focus, and leverage the opportunity, right? So transform it. So holidays can be life-giving rituals, but also there can be rituals that are simply not life-giving. And it's up to us to have those conversations. It's up to us to make sure that we are sharing our truths, right? That we're open to hear other people's truths. Because holidays can be difficult because so many humans don't have, like, unfortunately, I guess it's just expected that we would learn how to manage emotions, that we would learn how to effectively communicate, that we would learn how to talk about right in our families. And of course, we don't learn those things there. If it's not already there, then you're going to learn the pattern that was already there. And it would be like, I think one of the best things that this country, any country, can do is to have that as a part of K-12, right? Where you understand emotions, what they are, what they're connecting to, how they function. And hey, Virginia from Virginia, good to see you, my sister. And how you can regulate them, like how you can appropriate them, if you will. So, so emotional, as well as what's the other one I just said? I forgot. Oh, effective communication skills. Right? Do you imagine the difference it would be in classrooms if from the very beginning children were learning to, I'm not saying that will wipe out all the challenges because they're still children and they still, still got to figure it out. But imagine if we started talking about these things so much earlier. So my point is, if it's not a skill that you have, it's a skill you need. I don't care how old we are. We're never too old to get that skill, to learn it well, to how to sit with our emotions, to deal with them, how to navigate them, and how to improve. Like, I am always working on that. Always, always working on it. Whenever I find myself in situations that, I'm not able to maximize me, right? That I'm not able to maximize me, I got to do something different so that I can maximize me, right? Whenever I'm in a situation where I'm not able to maximize me, I have to change it so that I can. And so I am always working in those ways. So holidays, they can be life-giving rituals, but if they're not, you get to transform them. Yes, that's what I teach them, how to deal with it and how can we get better, right? Teaching the kids, absolutely, how to deal with their emotions, how to know what they are, how to effectively manage them, how we can grow them, get better. Like, don't let emotions be the well, I don't know. I won't say that about emotions, giving them a bad word. You get to feel what you feel, decide if it works for you, and then work towards a new feeling. Feel what you feel. You make the decision as to whether or not that feeling works for you, and work your way towards a new feeling. Because if it don't work, then hey, you get to feel something different. You get to decide you're going to do something different. You get to make that decision. And so yeah, you get to make the decision of what is yours and what isn't yours, what freedom you want, and what, you know, how long you going to stay somewhere. I'm not saying any of this is easy. I know sometimes when I talk, it seems like it's easy, but I'm not saying. Let's see what Emily said. Understanding their own emotions, how to manage them, and how to have empathy for others and their emotions. Absolutely. 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 And knowing that it's not easy. It is not. But we have, in this country, we have um, been, we have given our thinking part of our being more permission to show up. And we have shunned emotions. We've actually, said things, oh, they just being emotional. Excuse me. Excuse me. I get to feel whatever I want to feel. I get to feel what I want to feel. And if Emotional language is uncomfortable for somebody. It doesn't mean that I'm less than because I use emotional language to describe where I am, as opposed to thinking language. To describe thinking language actually can create barriers. It can keep people from actually seeing us or us seeing them. It's thinking language is often the safe place to be. Emotional language is a more riskier place. It's a more vulnerable place. But when to the degree that you own your emotions, you don't even have to worry about being vulnerable, because someone wants to throw it back at you. You're like, oh yeah, absolutely, that is what I feel. And right, look, y'all. Let me just say this: judgment can never, not anybody who really understands emotions, they would never place judgment on somebody's emotion. If somebody's placing judgment on your emotions, they need to do some work. They need some understanding around emotions. Judgment is never to be placed on emotions, because emotions aren't right or wrong. They simply are. They simply are. Now, they can be beneficial or not. All emotions don't serve us to stay in those places, but we got to feel them. We got to own them. We got to recognize them. We got to give them space and place. However, right? People who judge your emotions judge their own and don't give themselves permission to feel. Right? No one has the authority, the right to whatever, to tell me to feel what I feel. No one has that right. I feel what I feel because of who I am and what I've experienced. Now, this is the thing. Like, I give myself permission to feel everything that I feel without judging me. But I do hold me accountable. Right? So just because I feel a thing doesn't mean I get to act on that feeling. That's the difference. We don't put judgment on the feeling. We put judgment on the action that proceeds. Proceeds the feeling. We put judgment on the action. I can judge somebody's action. I can. I cannot judge somebody's emotion to tell them that they don't feel. How dare you feel that way? You don't have a right to feel like that. You know, you're wrong for feeling like that, or you stupid or whatever. Come on now. First of all, who are you to judge what somebody's lived experience has now brought them to? Right? If you any workshop of mine, do you understand the definition that I use for feelings, and that definition fully explains why I feel what I feel. And that definition is our personal experience plus this present situation equals feelings. Our personal history, that's what it is. Our history plus the present situation equals feelings. God gave me that definition, oh God, probably 15 years ago while I was teaching in seminary. Maybe not 15, I don't know, maybe 13, I don't know. But some years ago while teaching in seminary, God gave me that as I was teaching a lesson on emotions, probably some psychology course. And that when I say it really broke down to me. I understand now why you and I can be in the same situation, in the exact same situation. We saw the same things occur, but we did not have the same experience. Why? Because our history is different. So we have a different lens and a different perspective. We're going to see things differently. Beloved, give yourself freedom by working on your emotions. Give yourself freedom by understanding your emotions, why you feel what you feel, and understanding what your tendency towards emotions, what can be supportive of you and what can be problematic for you. I already know my problem areas. You need to know your, I don't know, want to call them problems, whatever, that can get us in trouble. Right? Anyway, I went off on a tangent here because this is one subject that I absolutely love. I am terrified. I told Chris, you told Chris and I years ago at Great Lakes Crossing, LOL, that your feelings are always valid, but they're not always beneficial. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I am terrified at adults who haven't yet learned to manage their emotions because they have access to adult things like vehicles and and weapons and things like that. And it terrifies me. It's one of the reasons I do the work that I do, because I know there's freedom and liberty in being able to manage your emotions. Anyway, how did we get here this morning? Because I was supposed to be talking about holidays. And I guess because holidays can bring out emotions that are problematic, right? All right. Thank y'all for being on with me this morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate the dialogue. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Ray Price. Thank you, Emily Dewberry and Virginia from Virginia. I love you all and appreciate you. And at the moment that God gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished. You and I gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I just don't have the right to not be amazing. I love you. Go be amazing. I'll see you in the morning. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now. You too, Virginia. Have a great day. Have a great day, my sister.